Hello, friends. I'm Beth, and this is Social Leopards. I want to start by wishing you a warm, happy Thanksgiving, wherever and however you're spending it. Maybe you're tuning in from your kitchen while something's roasting in the oven. Maybe you're sneaking a quiet moment in your car before heading inside to family chaos. Or maybe today's not even Thanksgiving and you're sneaking this episode in after the fact. Whatever your situation is, I hope you're letting the world move at its own pace while you catch your breath. However you've arrived here, I'm really glad you did. Thanksgiving can bring a lot to the table, literally and emotionally. It's a mix of joy and nostalgia, and sometimes a touch of overwhelm. Gratitude posts start flooding social media. Everyone's talking about thankfulness and abundance, and meanwhile, some of us are just trying to figure out what's for dinner or how to manage our energy for the day. So today I want to talk about gratitude in a way that feels real. Something you can hold on to even if the mashed potatoes are lumpy and the family group text is on fire. Let's start here. Gratitude doesn't have to be significant. It's not an event or a competition, and it's not another thing that you have to get right. I think we sometimes turn gratitude into an assignment. List 3 things that you're thankful for. Write them down every morning. And don't get me wrong, those are wonderful habits. But for some of us, they can start feeling like a to-do list for happiness, which kind of misses the point. Real gratitude, the kind that sustains us, often lives in the small, unpolished moments we overlook. It's in the way your coffee smells in the morning. It's the tiny joy of quietness before the whole family wakes up. It's in the text from a friend who somehow knows you need to hear from them today. Gratitude doesn't always sparkle. It sometimes just hums quietly in the background. If you're feeling stuck or lonely or exhausted today, I want you to know that from where I sit, gratitude isn't meant to silence those feelings. It's meant to sit beside them. It's the voice that says, yes, this is hard, but here's something small that still feels okay. So I want to walk through a few simple ways to practice gratitude daily, wherever you are, whatever this season looks like for you. These aren't steps to check off, they're gentle ideas you can adapt to your life, no matter how messy or beautiful it looks at this exact moment. Number 1, notice one small thing. The simplest form of gratitude is awareness. Right now, wherever you are, find one small thing that brings even a sliver of lightness. Maybe it's the warmth of your cup, or the way sunlight hits your window, or a song that feels like a deep breath. Maybe it's the sound of laughter somewhere in the background, even if it's not yours just yet. The thing is, awareness doesn't require anything new. It just asks you to notice what's already there. Gratitude starts with presence, not perfection. Number 2, thank yourself. I think we forget this one a lot. We thank others, we thank the universe, we thank God, we thank the grocery store for still having Cool Whip in stock. But when's the last time you thanked yourself? Thank yourself for showing up today, for trying, for doing the best you can with what you have, even if you feel like you're doing it sideways. Maybe you're caring for someone else. Maybe you're working hard just to keep the basics going. Maybe you're trying to rest, even though that feels like the hardest thing of all. 2 years ago, at Thanksgiving, I had probably one of the most memorable Thanksgivings I have had ever. My mom was very, very ill, and my brother came into town the day after Thanksgiving, actually, to visit for the weekend. And he made, of all things, his famous Quad City, Illinois style pizza. And my mom was having a really, really great day. And that was on a Saturday. It was the Saturday that we did that after Thanksgiving. She was full of energy and she got to talk to everyone in the family pretty much. She was laughing and joking and being what we called her often, which was Silly Sally. She ate a lot of pizza. She ate dessert made from scratch. And it was just a fantabulous day all around. The little melancholy part about this is that the next day she passed away. But I have that memory of the day before to carry me through because She was herself, and she hadn't been herself in quite some time. Her illness took away a lot of her energy. Just to see her laugh and get on FaceTime and goof around with the great-grandchildren and all of that was probably just a fantastic way to see her spend her last day. Of course, we didn't know and appreciate it, and we weren't probably half as thankful as a family as we should have been that day, but I do remember it being a very joyful, very lighthearted day. So every Thanksgiving, that thought of seeing my mom in her element and having a really good time is something that I will always, always remember. And I'm thankful for that. That's probably the number one thing, especially at this Thanksgiving season, that I think I will be thankful for the rest of my life. Sometimes gratitude for yourself can be in a tangible form, a small act of kindness that says, "Hey, I see you." For me, that might mean cooking something simple that I love, the kind of meal that doesn't ask for much, but it gives a lot back. It's usually something cozy and spoonable like soup, for me at least. I also, especially during the holidays season and the cold weather, make a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie that is a family favorite. There's something about either a slow simmering pot or the smell of cinnamon faintly in the background and warm chocolate chips that feels grounding, even if the rest of my day isn't feeling that way at all. So maybe that's your invitation today, to do something small that feels like a thank you to yourself. I know I got a little bit off kilter there in the middle just with that random memory that popped up, but I hope number 2 still kind of makes sense along the way. I'm probably not going to go back and edit it. Number 3, express appreciation creatively. Now this one's fun because it can be as small or as extravagant as you want it to be. Maybe it's writing a note to someone who has recently made your life feel lighter, someone you don't say it too often enough. It doesn't have to be deep or poetic. Even a quick text that says, "Thinking of you, hope you're doing okay," can make a real difference in someone else's life. If you are feeling quieter this year, it's okay if that expression of gratitude stays private. You can write a journal entry or make a playlist or even doodle something that captures how you feel. Gratitude doesn't always have to be social. It can be intimate and just for you. When I think about appreciation, I'm reminded of the personal joy that comes from small shared moments, like when I play with my grandkids, doing whatever they think is fun. Maybe it's Barbies, maybe it's building a fort out of couch cushions, maybe it's interacting as they pretend to, quote, work, unquote, on the laptop like the grown-ups do. It's not exactly my version of fun, but watching them light up reminds me that gratitude actually hides inside presence. You don't have to plan it, you just have to show up for it. Number 4, practice a yes day in your own way. If you haven't heard of a yes day, it's a fun little tradition where kids get to plan a full day of things they want to do and parents say yes with a few reasonable boundaries. It's a simple but powerful form of gratitude in action, celebrating joy and connection even if it means having ice cream for dinner. As adults, we forget how to give ourselves that kind of permission. So what if we borrowed that idea and made it adult-friendly? Maybe your version of a yes day looks like saying yes to a quiet morning, or yes to a long walk without checking your phone, or yes to a movie marathon with someone you love, surrounded by snacks that definitely weren't on the grocery list. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It just has to remind you that joy isn't earned. It's allowed. Number 5, find gratitude in growth. This one takes a little reflection. Think about how you've grown this year. Not necessarily the shiny, post-worthy kind of growth, but the quiet, real kind. The lessons that came from hard moments. The boundaries you started setting. The strength you discovered when life didn't give you much choice. Growth doesn't usually feel graceful when it's happening, and a lot of times I don't even think we feel it at all. But when you pause to notice it, there's so much to be grateful for in what you've endured and what you've learned. Maybe you've become more patient with yourself. Maybe you've let go of something or someone that wasn't right for you. Maybe you simply survived a season that stretched you really thin. That is gratitude, the recognition that even in the struggle, you've been evolving the entire time. Number 6, anchor in the present. Gratitude doesn't have to live in the past or the future. Sometimes it just wants you to land in this very moment. Take a deep breath, really, right now, and notice one thing about the present that's working for you. Maybe it's the simple fact that you're listening to this podcast, and that means you carved out a little bit of time for stillness and a little time for yourself. Maybe it's that you're learning to pause before you react, or you're practicing patience, or you've realized you don't always have to be productive to have worth. Being anchored in the present doesn't mean ignoring what's hard. It means reminding yourself that you're here and you're still standing, and that counts. Okay, so I want to pause here to say something important. Gratitude and honesty can coexist. You can be grateful for family and still feel drained by them. You can love your job and still crave more time for yourself. You can be thankful for the people in your life and still need a moment alone in the bathroom just to breathe. Sometimes gratitude is just saying, I'm thankful for this chaos and also I need a nap. Both can be true. In fact, most of life happens right there in the in-between. So if your Thanksgiving feels complicated this year, that's okay. You don't have to force joy or gratitude or connection. You just have to notice what's real for you and let that be enough. Wherever this day finds you, whether it's surrounded by people or savoring solitude, gratitude is not a performance. It's not a contest to see who's the most thankful. It's simply the practice of saying, this is what I have right now, and there's something here worth appreciating. That might be the comfort of food, the laughter of someone nearby, the chance to start fresh tomorrow, or simply the quiet reminder that you're doing your best, and that's something to honor. I'm grateful for you, for your openness, your humor, your willingness to reflect on the small things that make life rich. Thank you for being part of this space, for showing up, and for continuing to navigate this beautifully imperfect life with so much heart. So take what you need from today, rest if you can, breathe deeply, let gratitude be gentle. And I'll leave you with this quote from Melody Beatty. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Personally, I'm wishing you warmth, comfort, and the quiet joy of being present. Happy Thanksgiving, friends. Until next time, take care.